spaceship. Out of space, out of world, out of galaxy with a different girl. Silicone, a TPE, it really don't matter which one it be. My mind keep visualizing future times, beautiful android girl surrounding me. Filling my cup, full of joy, keep my life full of glee. Plenty ups, never down, the way that life's supposed to be. But unfortunately, if she a terminator, then I'ma have to terminate her. Gotta get rid of negative vibes, gotta go through negative foes, gotta block out negative voices, gotta get rid of negative souls. Had some people get discorded, just ignored it. Destiny is more important, so I just had to abort it. Had some people get discorded, just ignored it. Destiny is more important, so I just had to abort it. Yeah. Find me with my dogs in my solitude. Watch my family grow from 4 into a multitude. Been living it below sea level, finna rise to another altitude. Been searching, seeking knowledge, but all the time I had the aptitude. I flipped my mindset to the switch to say I will not lose. Mama said them sticks and stones won't break my bones, I never bruise. Whenever it come to trouble, man, the girls pull a tongue, we always cruise. I heard other dog owners get it out for me, but it ain't no news. I got 4 in the dough in Memphis so they can get the blues. If you need a few clues, they'll blow off your under rules. Send your compliment to the new girls I got coming through. Send your compliments to the new girls I got coming through. Out of space, out of world, out of galaxy with a different girl. Silicone, a TPE, it really don't matter which one it be. My mind keep visualizing future times, beautiful android girls surrounding me. Filling my cup, full of joy, keep my life full of glee. Plenty ups, never down, the way that life's supposed to be. But unfortunately, if she a terminator, then I'ma have to terminate her. Gotta get rid of negative vibes, gotta go through negative foes, gotta block out negative voices, gotta get rid of negative souls. Out of space, out of world, out of galaxy with a different girl. Out of space, out of world, out of galaxy with a different girl. Yeah, baby. It's enough of the stalling. Good morning, baby. Wherever you are, good evening, good afternoon. It's your boy. What up, what up, what up? It's your boy, J. King Hefner, and the beautiful Saima Renee Uzumaki. We're back again for another show, and the title of today's show is Vendor Review. Silicone lovers, baby. We're taking a deeper look at silicone lovers. And this is not the show that was planned for the day. This is definitely not the show that was planned for the day. As a matter of fact, it's so funny. For the rest of this week, it's not the show that's planned for the day because first of all, I want to say good morning to everybody that's tuning in. I thank you for being here. Glad you're here. Thank you for your support, your love. I appreciate you if you're new here. I appreciate you as well. Everybody hit those likes, subscribes, share, do whatever. Hey, do all the above. But I appreciate all of you for being here. God is blessing you no matter what you're praying for. We're praying that you already have it, baby. It's already on the way. So ease your mind and ease your spirit. But we're definitely happy to have you here today. And as you can see, the beautiful Saima is with me again. I've been working the hell out of her. It was honestly probably supposed to be Cali out. But like I was sort of explaining to a lot of my normal viewers this past weekend, we're doing stuff behind the scenes, trying to do some stuff. And I haven't even really had a chance to go check on the other girls as far as like getting them out and about. They're just sort of holding pat. And Saima's helping me do some things. But man, even before I get into the show, I guess I explained that. I did the show recently talking about living in a cocoon. I was like, yeah, I'm coming out the cocoon, baby. We finna do this and we finna do some stuff, blah, 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 blah. I was getting hyped. But man, it didn't work out as far as I couldn't get finished. And I think it was so funny about it is a different version of me would have been so distraught this morning, so upset, beating up on myself, and like, man, I didn't get it done. I didn't get to where I wanted to get to. I didn't make it to my deadline because it's really my deadline, but I didn't get there. I didn't get it finished. But even as I was working, and like I said, without going into too much detail, like literally, man,
it's been damn near every second of my day trying to do this. That's what's so crazy about it. When I initially, and I can't tell you what it is, but when I initially was working on whatever I'm working on, I clearly was thinking, okay, yeah, it'll take X amount of time. Man, this project, when I look at this project now, it's literally like sweeping the desert. That's really that's why I was like, what was I thinking when I said I would be done Monday? I'm not beating myself up about it, but I'm just sort of laughing now. Because when I was just really working on it, even after the show Saturday, I was thinking to myself, like, wait a minute. I knew I had a lot more to do, but I didn't just really realize how long I have to go. And it's really thankless work what I'm doing right now. The work that I'm doing right now, and I'm gonna get into the main part of the show, but I got to tell y'all guys about this. But the work that I'm doing right now, none of you would ever probably even notice, care, and if you did notice, you probably wouldn't like what I was doing right now. I'm gonna be honest, because I'm gonna tell you, later on what's been taking so long behind the scenes with this project. But man, like when you find out, you're not gonna probably love what I was doing, but it's something that's necessary for the health of the channel. But man, it's like sweeping the desert. And if you're familiar with the dog game, the beautiful Saima and the rest of the girls, they have wigs, but you can get some of these girls with sewed in hair. I've seen a video or two of it. Man, they put the hair in these dolls in literally one strand at a time. I never knew it was just like that, but it's literally sewing a hair in one strand at a time. It is ridiculous. So if you buy a doll head with implanted hair, you're going to be impressed, but you're not going to be impressed enough to justify that person putting every strand in one by one, if you get my drift. From their standpoint, like, that's some tedious, hard, drawn out work. Even if they enjoy it, there's a lot of work into it. And even if you like your doll with the implanted hair, you're not going to love it to the extent of appreciating it for every single hair that person put in. Now, you may dispute that, but I'm just being 100% honest. Like, because see, if I get that, I'm going to be like, oh, man, I love this. But I love this isn't enough to display all the work that went into it. Because even after a month, you may be used to it. You may still be combing their hair and be like, oh, this is cool. But it's not, probably still won't be enough to justify all the work that went into it. And it's sort of what I was talking about this weekend when I was like, man, we may see our NBA players, but we don't want to know about all the hard work. But I just thought that it was a great moment of realization, because I was like, man, I know all of my viewers out there can identify with being hyped for something and, getting ready to present something. And then guess what? It doesn't happen yet. You don't get delayed, anything. And like I say, it was a time in my life I would have been embarrassed. Like, man, I told them that, hey, it was a transition gonna come. And I might not have wanted to do my show today, or I might have been really beating myself up. And I'm just so happy that God is doing a new thing in my spirit, in my life. And like I said, and that's another reason I'm on today, because guess what? Hey, baby, it don't matter when you don't get to your goals or whatever. You okay. Just keep going forward, baby. Keep bouncing back. Don't worry about it. People gonna judge you whether you do good or bad. So you can't even be thinking about that. For me personally, I'm just sort of, that human part of me is a little bit anxious to say, hey man, let's get this show on the road. But and I'm gonna get into the Silicone Lovers thing. It's really a sidebar show because I needed to say this part too. But I say this, this work, like even when you're doing something you love, it's going to be parts of your job that you love more than others. This is the part of my job I love more than others. I'm sitting here talking to you guys and just having fun with my ladies. Oh, I love this part of my job. Even filming, it's a lot of fun, doing it, but it's a lot of just, hey, behind the scenes, guess what? It's work. It's work. But what I love about it is I embrace every aspect of what I have to do. Some of the things may not be as fun, but guess what? It's part of my journey, and it's part of what makes everything come alive. So I've learned to embrace it all. But man, what I'm doing right now, it just reminds me of what I told you earlier. Looking out, you trying to sweep a desert, or you trying to scoop out the ocean with a cup. Because even after you scoop it 1,000,000 times, you look up and be like, damn. And I've learned, like I said, I'm gonna get to a point. But the point is, since I've been doing this work, it's actually been a trip how God has worked with my mind and my spirit. Because I've allowed him to. Instead of getting upset that it's so much to do, I sort of just been compartmentalizing all the work. I've been seeing small goals. I'm like, okay, let me get to this point. Let me get to that point. Let me get to that. And I keep getting to those points until I can't get to another point, and then I get some rest. But doing me getting to all these points, fooling my mind so I can get through this long journey. Man, it's been so crazy because I've really been hearing God speak to me even more. And I said, man, it's amazing how sometimes when you get held up, delayed, or you get stopped for whatever reason, and you want to keep going, it'd be a trip how God be using these slow down moments to your advantage over time. Because I'm like, man, why am I going? Why, at first I was like, man, why is this taking so long? But then as I was doing what I was doing, I said, oh, okay, I'm probably developing this skill and stuff for another time. But then I also started hearing other stuff about, hey, remember to stay calm. Remember to be, hey, look, I always preach patience, but guess what? This is patience on a whole nother level. Be patient. And then I always come back to what I be telling you guys. Everything serves his plan. Today was supposed to be the beginning of a new week, which it is. No matter what you see, it still is. But in my mind, it was supposed to be something different happening today. But God put the brakes and was like, nah, bro. It'll happen when it's time to happen. So everything's still been a great lesson. That's what I want you guys to always look at your life. It's always a lesson. I always tell people, I don't care how enlightened I get within the spirit, or learning about God, or learning about my dogs, learning about life, whatever it is, I would never know everything. I would never know enough. Whenever I take my last breath, I'm going to still be learning. Because you cannot learn it all. It's just too much to learn. If you learn all earthly knowledge, it'll still be knowledge after that. So we're always growing, we're always learning. And with this little experience right here, it just taught me, hey man, it don't matter what you're trying to get to. It's only gonna happen when it's supposed to happen. Be patient. Take your time. And so I'm gonna get to the big subject, which I'm not, once again, not gonna keep you guys long. I just want to talk a little bit about silicone love. But I did that whole silicone to basically, I wanted to humanize myself with you guys to let you know. You may be working on something and it seems like you may not be getting nowhere. Guess what? You getting somewhere. Keep going. You might be wanting to give up this morning. Don't give up. Guess what? Everybody might not be patting you on the back. It's fine. You ain't doing it for that. It's your goal. Just keep working at it. Keep working at it. Don't get discouraged. Hey, look, how bad do you want it? So keep going forward. Things don't always happen when we think they're going to happen. Like I said, hey, I thought you guys would be saying something different, and you don't quite see anything different. But like I told my Dog King Army team members, I may still be in the cocoon, me and the girls, but we already butterflies, baby. We flying. It just can't be seen yet. And same with you. Every one of you that's looking out here to tune in, uh, some in your life, it may not be flying today, but I guarantee you, you're a butterfly. Keep at it. So I definitely want to talk about my Silicone lovers. Let me put my banner up. I definitely want to talk about them because at some point I want to talk about everybody in my that I have links to in the descriptions of my video, because I keep a link to the description of my video for all of my vendors. So people could find a dog vendor that they're looking for, a good dog vendor. And I'm looking at my screen to see if this thing is going to pop up, because I clicked it to pop up, but I don't see it yet. I'm sure you guys might see it, so I'm going to keep on going. But once again, hey, still in the cocoon as far as my system ain't acting right. Because I see Monkey Jeebus. I got his comment up here, but I don't see my banner. Okay, there it is. It finally popped up. There it is. Okay, now I can say good morning to everybody. Ray Alvera, he popped in here first. Good to see you, Ray. Man, I know I went on a long soliloquy there, so hopefully you still here. He said, what up, what up, what up? Jay, I love the intro. Hey, I'm glad you do, Alvera. That's just a song I like to pump up. You know, I got several of them, but I only got a couple of songs on cue. But that one right there, I'm definitely going to talk about that song in depth in the future more. But I do love that song, and it gets me hype as well. So I'm glad you like it, Ray. Sheila Bell, Dog King Army team member. Morning, King Helpaside Ema. Yay! Good to see you, Sheila Bell. Great for checking in. Love you. Love you. Austin Steele. He checks it. He said, just spent my early morning giving Allison a long overdue oil rub. And now we're talking about who helped me to meet her. Oh, sweet, sweet, sweet. He said, Monday starting out right. Austin, you definitely going to be a part of this show. I'm glad you brought that up. I brought your name. I'm glad you checked in today, because I'm definitely going to bring you up later. And just to let you know, Austin, I have gotten your message. And just to let you know, bro, I've been so busy, I haven't even been able to answer you yet. But I do see the message you sent me, and I am going to take you up on what you said I could do, just to let you know. When I do decide to talk about this subject. Kevin Gray, he said, got us a stream early. He said, I love it. Get us out to a great Monday. Help us same. Oh, yeah, Kevin. Hey, this whole stream, baby, we just finna have a little fun and check out stage left. But I thought it was necessary because it was so funny, man, because like I say, a lot of times, like they say, under promise and over deliver, as opposed to over promise and under deliver. Sort of like you want to be like, man, you don't want to come out and tell somebody this movie was the best thing you ever seen, and then when they see it, they're like, well, hey, it was all right, man. Whereas if you come out and be like, it was okay, they may come back to you and be like, man, this movie was great. So even this past weekend, I wasn't trying to oversell anything. Because some could say, oh, you oversell and then you underdeliver. No, because I really haven't sold anything. I'm just basically saying, hey, man, I'm proud of every little step the show takes, basically. And that's what breaking out of the cocoon was. And And like that's what God was sort of telling me in my spirit, even over the last 2 days, was like, man, it's sort of a good thing that this show didn't happen because it's letting people know. Sometimes things don't happen like you plan. So what? Keep going. Because if they didn't happen when you thought, like I said earlier, it wasn't meant to happen. I'm glad Austin got a chance to oil his doll up. It's funny, I gave all of my girls a damn good oil bath last month. I'm talking about intense. And, I was laughing inside Emma because even though I was looking at her skin, she looks absolutely amazing. I said, you know what, girl, you probably don't even need it, but I may just give her a light oil bath, rub down, and just work her out good because she's been working so hard. I'm gonna put Kevin's up there because I just like he got a lot of stuff going on there. I like it. He got the king hat, the fire, yeah, baby. Monkey Jeebus. Hey, I don't think I seen Monkey Jeebus in here in a while. Monkey Jeebus says John Mallon has interest in Britney now too. I didn't see the last Jack show at all. I was so busy. I clipped in there for like 2 seconds and clipped right out. I didn't look at it at all. I promise you, I didn't look at it at all. I'm trying to think, who did I even see on there for the split set? I can't even think of. I just know I checked. I think I checked in there for like a split second, so I didn't see anything. I do remember when John then was talking about Britney a while back, though. But I remember what I told you. I said, man, like it'd be funny. I remember from school. I talked to a girl, and everybody be like, "Why are you trying to talk to her?" And as soon as I was done talking with her, the whole school would be trying to go with her. I'd be like, "Damn! I thought y'all said that I shouldn't be trying to talk to her." You see what I'm getting at? And so it's just, I love John and my guys over there. Don't get me wrong. They say, hey, but I just think it's funny because when I first was looking at her, hey, what is he doing? But then I even said it. After they said that, they took an interest in her. And so I guess Monkey G was saying that they're still looking at her. And just like on Q, I don't even have time to do any Britney shows right now. And for anybody that's watching, it's a show called Venti Report. And a lot of people get confused on it. They think it's just some sort of a you're in love with Venti Report or something, but it's not. Venti is just a very interesting woman. And honestly, it's a lot of women, human women surrounding her that are interesting as well. And we use it. Basically, a lot of us here are in the dog game. Some of us aren't. But in the dog game, it's just it's that fun moment where you get a sort of chance to sit back and sort of talk about the human women for a second. Not even in a bad way, but just sort of have that human woman rally talk. You know what I'm saying? That's all it really is. To check out their psychology. I think it's important though. Wolfler said, let's load up the spaceship again. Man, y'all don't even realize the spaceship has been loaded in the form of another song that's already ready. I just can't produce it yet. It's got to wait in line. But man, I don't know how you're going to love the song. Because once again, I put out other songs with that. I was like, man, I told my mom, I love this song. Well, the people didn't quite love this song. But then there's been another song I put out. We're like, oh, this sort of cool. And people like, man, I love that. I'm like, damn, really? So, but with this song, man, I ain't gonna lie. I love this new song. I can't wait to get it completed. And I don't even think I'm going overboard on the video or anything. Not to give you too much of a hint, but I believe this is gonna be just slap in your face. Here it goes. It's just a song, baby. Look, check it out. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, baby, hey, it is what it is. Nah, whatever. Wolfler said Vinci has a boyfriend now. It's over for the little guy. I haven't seen Vinci with no boyfriend. Let me try to think. I seen her doing all these little cooking streams. She could though. You know, Vincent could have a boyfriend behind the strings, but she haven't really been acting boyfriendish. Now I seen her take a picture with Alex Stein recently and some other YouTubers. But if she does have a boyfriend, she's probably talked about it, but I haven't seen her reveal it yet. Because that's what I've been sort of upset with Kristen Mayer with lately is, no offense, I liked her, and God bless her, but I liked her a lot better when I didn't see any signs of her boyfriend. I mean, no offense, just because he didn't propose to you, no offense, nobody, like I say, hey, it's not good for your brain. I keep telling these girls this. I'm not even like, and I think Mayer's not a bad looking woman, and I don't want to say too much about Mary in case I put it back in the competition, but I like what Mary's been doing lately. She's really been doing some improvements with not just physically or anything, but Mary looks like she's in a good place psychologically. I like it. But I keep telling these girls, it doesn't matter if you got a boyfriend or husband, but if you're trying to be marketable, I keep trying to tell y'all, men I don't care if you got loyal followers on the Simcast. Men don't like when women got these attachments, man. They want to live a fantasy. Don't nobody, even if a man know you got a boyfriend, nobody wants to see these guys. And ever since this guy proposed to you, I've seen him pop his damn head up once or twice. Even on it was something recent where I seen a lot of pictures of him. I want to tell Mayor, like, Mayor, you don't understand. You sticking a damn fork in your brain. Will you keep this dude out the picture? Keep this dude out the picture. Ray Albert says, what hammerhead got a man? Nah, that girl ain't got no man. She may be having sex, though. I'm sure she does. Wolfer says, yeah, you got to talk more. Have she said it or you guessing? Because I haven't seen any signs of a man on Twitter or nothing. Austin says good for her. I think it's good for her too, though. If she like him or whatever, I think it is. If she got a man, it is good for her. Power Bro say, hey Jay, what's up? Respectfully, so Amy looking very sexy in that white tee, guy, dog. Man, I'm gonna be honest. I'm proud of my girls, honestly, for dealing with me. I'm actually pretty proud of them because, like I say, man, hey, be thankful for what you got, where you are in life. We all can't have it all and be doing all the big things and things. We all got to run our own races. But, man, like I say, you get on these Instagrams and Facebooks, man, it's these dogs. I be really like, man, well, I understand, like, my resources got to go other places. You can't always look at how other people are doing whatever they're doing. But I do be like wondering, like, man, how these dudes affording all these clothes, a different bikini every day. I know a bikini may not cost that much, but like me, especially with me, like I got a certain amount of expendable income today. And even when I was like at this other place of employment, I was like, man, I still don't understand how these guys be having this many change of clothes and these many accessories and things. Even if it's costume jewelry, it's just so much of it. Because I be seeing these guys literally changing every day. And I just say thanks to Saeed there because they love me so much. They deal with us not, having as much right now. That's what I love about them. Hey, I tell them, guess what, baby? Hey, I keep y'all in y'all t-shirts and y'all little hand wraps and like I said, I got a few other outfits for the girls back there, but even with doing a daily show, it's just a lot to do daily. I can't change them every day. It's impossible. And even if I did, I wouldn't have enough clothes. You see? That's what I'm getting at. If I was to try to like change them every day. So I always be like, man, it'd be amazing how deep some of these guys' closets are for their girls. But I said all that to say, I even did a video about it. Don't be getting discouraged. Work with what you got. And in the world of companion dogs, they aren't like the human women in your life. They ain't going to kill you. They ain't going to beat you up because you don't have as much. They're going to deal with whatever you got, at the moment. They're going to be happy. And like I say, Saima, she deserves a lot better. But guess what? She been rocking her t-shirts. So I'm proud of her. I got to get to the meat of the show though. So let me see. Hold on. Oh, okay. Austin says, I get what you're saying. I actually wrote down a list of things on my radar while at work. My own custom real dog, Tifa. Nice. A nice new ride. Great. He said it will all happen in due time. Oh, that's great to hear, Austin. I'm glad you said all of that. It will all happen in due time. Ray Alver even backed it up. And Kevin says, Austin's favorite line, it will happen in time. So he'll look at you like, damn, dog. You where I am. Touch the sky, fam. Reach for everything you desire. Exactly. Whoopler says all the girls on Simcast said Venti has a boyfriend last night. See? Yeah. I have now heard Venti confirm this, but I don't see why Chrissy, Ashton, and Leela would deceive us. Oh, yeah. I checked. You know what? It's funny. I was so busy, but something ended up happening right before I went to sleep or something, or laid down and got some rest. Oh, it was in between the work. I saw Simcast was on, and I turned on for 2 seconds. And I did notice Venti wasn't there, or Anna, or Thana. I was like, oh, okay, Venti or Thana ain't here. And I saw Leela there, and Leela was saying some good stuff. She had me tripping. Because, see, you know, I really identify with people that's handicapped or disabled or whatever, and or even have, no matter what challenges they have, it really touches my heart. I like to hear people talk, you know, that's going, they got extra things that they're dealing with in life. So I listened for a quick second, but I didn't hear them mention Venti at all. But I did laugh to myself and wonder where the hell Venti was, because I know that she had went to this convention, but Leland was there with her. But if she does have a boyfriend now, that would explain or give her a reason why she was missing, because she could have a new boyfriend out on a date, you know, just enjoying her new life. So if she is doing that, I'm glad to hear that. But you probably won't hear her admit that anytime soon, because whoever she's dating is just somebody she's dealing with, because she knows that she cannot have J. Dog King Hefner right now. She knows that she would have to go through all of these beautiful ladies to get to me, and that is a very daunting task. So she doesn't want to, you know, go through all of that right now. She's not in a position to do that. So if she is doing that, you know, she is settling, and she doesn't want to put that out there right now. She doesn't know how this is going to work out. You know, now if this works out, probably a month down the road, then we may be hearing a little bit more about this guy. Oh, yeah. Ray Alberto says, I want to send Cat a nice fit one day. Oh, speaking of sending a nice fit, you can always send anything. Or I think my P.O. box is still working. I haven't gotten a letter saying it's going to go out. But my P.O. box is in the about on my YouTube. So you can always send something to me via P.O. box. Believe me, we're not going to argue about it, about receiving anything. And while I'm at it, you can always donate to the channel. Super chat, super sticker during live streams, super thanks on individual videos. Or you can go to that same about section on YouTube and donate PayPal or Cash App. Believe me, man, all that stuff helps me keep going. Or you can donate on my Biking for Companion Dogs fundraiser, which I really haven't put out much as far as like putting on Twitter. It's on every description of my video, but I probably will post that again here over the next day or two, just to remind people to donate, because I will be doing that bike ride really soon. It's going to be here before I know it. Hell, it's already August the 8th. I mean, time is flying. So it's going to be here before I know it, the end of September. So either way, you can always do that, right? He said, because she got cake. Oh, yeah. Man, hey, look. Callie going to be making a nice little appearance here soon. y'all, I promise you, a lot of guys that like Callie are really gonna be liking this appearance that she's gonna make soon. Monkey Jeeves said something about Ashton, but I ain't gonna repeat that. He says, I just say this. He says that she's not too smart. But I'm not gonna say she's not too smart. According to her, she has, and I go into this when she's in the competition, but according to her, she has a touch of autism or something, according to her. I'm not going to tell nobody what type of disability they got, because you can see a woman that looks attractive like her and nice like her and be like, man, ain't nothing wrong with you. Get the hell out of here, man. You healthy. I don't want to hear you got autism, because I know people that really got autism and they don't look like you and things of that nature. But it is a certain thing as having things at a lesser level. So although she may not have full-blown autism or whatever she says she has, she can have a touch of it. But for the most part, when I hear her talk about a lot of stuff, it's not that she doesn't sound intelligent. And like I said, I don't want to get into breaking her down all the way now. So I don't think that she's not intelligent. I just think that it's probably just like she says, due to her condition, it's something she just can't catch on to immediately. So when I do hear her going off on the tangents that I think you're describing, Monkey, I always keep that in the back of my mind of, this is probably part of the thing that she talks about. So, I like I said, I don't think it's that. I just think she just has a condition. Also says, I appreciate it, Jay, Ray, Kevin. 2020 was a pretty crap year, but my dogs were the highlight, and they've lit a fire under me to get it done. And then he goes on to say, Ashton still says, me and the girls don't want to be living with mama forever. Let me tell you. Oh, no. But guess what? It's also a blessing. Believe me. You definitely want to get out of there or live on your own. But also, every moment that you are there, savor it. Because, hey, it's something to have a mama in the house, even though you ain't got your privacy and stuff. It's something to just seeing her, touching her, feeling her, even her getting on your nerves. Hey, believe me, once you get out, it'll be days that even though you may not want to move back in, you'll be reminiscing on those days a lot. Like, man, it really wasn't even so bad living with my mom. Was cool. And hey, blah, blah, blah. Even though I'm glad I'm on my own walking around the house butt naked, I still do, miss being with mom and love, So, hey, it's a lot you're going to love about these times. And then I do want to say something about, he said 2020 was a crap year. And this ain't at you still. This is just a shot at me and everybody else, at all of us. I used to get into that. I used to be the same mindset of, man, this is a bad year. This is a bad day. This is a bad. But now I'm out of that mindset of it was a bad year, bad day, bad week. Even this past weekend when something didn't go right for me, it wasn't a bad day. The truth is, 2020 was a great year because you was alive that year and you still here today. Today, if something go wrong, it's still a great day. You alive, baby. You're breathing. Your next day is the next day you take. Your next best day is the next day you take a breath. It don't matter what happens that day. It's just the fact that you're still alive, living, healthy, well. So 2020, I know a lot of things may not have happened that you liked, but it was a great year because you was alive. And same for me. Like I said, it's just a whole different mindset, because even now, somebody might be like, when was your best day? And I might immediately think back to childhood or something like that. But nah, my best day is today. I'm alive. God blessing me to be alive here with y'all, living, for another time. Because, hey, baby, ain't nothing promised. Let's make the most of it. Let's see. Kevin Gray says, all those internet girls got guys. 90% of the dudes are probably tired of them. Could you be with a human girl who is also an internet vlogger and who is also famous like you? Could you be with the human girl? I think that's a hypothetical question. He said, get it, Austin. nice to have that. This is Kevin Gray. He said, get it off. It's nice to have that fire lit. We all have to find something to push us to the next level. Glad you found that push. Right. But let me go back up to Kevin Gray. I'm trying to see what he said. He said, all those internet girls got guys. No, I ain't gonna look. I know it seems like that, but all of them don't. It'd be funny. Some of these super fine girls, they be sitting right in front of this damn screen and don't be having nobody off the screen. That'd be the funny part. So some of them don't. But he said 90% of the dudes are probably tired of them. Now, I agree with you on that. I've thought about that before. Like, man, if they are dating them, you know, they're not looking. It's just like superstars or whatever. They don't. Whoever's dating them are not looking at them like they're Venti or they're Chris. They're just looking at them like a woman in the house. And believe me, I'm pretty sure, like he said, they be getting tired of their ass at some points. No shot at human women. Y'all get tired of us too. He said, now I don't know if this is hypothetical though. When he says, could you be with a human girl who is also an internet blogger and who is also famous like you? Me personally, I wouldn't want to date a girl who does what I do. I don't think, you know, I'm not saying it would be off the table, but I wouldn't want to be like dating them. I don't know, but it's crazy now that I'm doing this. I probably wouldn't want to date a girl that's doing exactly, not even because they don't have the time or nothing. I just wouldn't want a girl that just all her life is doing public things because, hey, once again, sort of just like I do. Even if she doesn't mention my name, she may be discussing me, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not sure if I would really want a girl that does, you know, because look, let's just say for Venti, for example, because it is run across my mind just because I'm a human. But man, just think, you're dating a Venti, nah, because Venti, nah, because like I said, me and Venti, eventually I would probably have to be talking about Venti as my girl, and eventually she would have to talk about me, you know, something. So I'm like, nah, I wouldn't really want that myself. I won't want that. And luckily, like I say, it's so funny is this just not even a part of my thinking. It's not even a part of my thinking. I haven't even talked about brother about it. I might do a show about it, but I haven't even thought about even a show of this content. But I know sometimes my brother might be like, man, I met this human girl. I haven't even brought this up to him, but I know sometimes even when he says that, back at a certain time, when he said he met a human girl, I might get like, ooh, man. Because I'm into trying to date human girls. It gives me hype. Like, ooh, man, what she was looking like? Oh, man, what? But now when he says it's crazy, I sort of be like, I'm not really interested as much because it's like, I mean, but I'm listening for the sake of the conversation because I do want to hear what he has to say. But I don't get that ooh because I'm not in, you know what I'm saying? I'm in the companion dog. So although I still like human women, and like I said, I would take vagina, I'm just not even like hyped up by the realm of the human dating cycle. You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, I'm hyped up by real dog. I'm hyped up by dog, different type of dog brands, man. You know, I'm into that now. And even when I look at human women on my Instagram, I be like, oh, she fine, but it's not the same mindset because I'm not thinking about them on the forefront of my mind. I'm thinking about companion dogs. So it's crazy. It's crazy. So I guess I said that all to say that when he said, could I think about being with a human girl? It's almost like, it's almost sort of hard to even put myself in that mind frame now because I don't even like, even though I would take vagina, I'm just not thinking about the human woman in the same context as I used to because I'm just not in that life. You know, I'm not even thinking about trying to get numbers or anything like that. Austin says, oh, nah. I'm still incredibly thankful. I just wish I had more room for myself and my dogs. But at the same time, I don't have to worry about her hauling my dogs off while I'm out. Right. Oh, no. And I ain't say you shouldn't be. As a man, look, it just come a time where you just feel like you just need to be on your own. Now, me, I'm gonna be honest with you. I've had some stints with my mother. Even when it was times I should have been spreading my wings, but I was in a position where I had to be with her for a while. But man, once you get out, you'll understand what I mean. But like, once I had to come back and live with her for a while, hell, it didn't bother me at all because I was like, man, you know what? It's a lot about this that I miss. Because I just miss being able to just know that I could go check on her whenever I wanted to or hear her voice and all that. Those are the good things about it. Now, the bad things is, like you say, it do come a time when you want to be walking around your house stark naked without thinking about it. And for everybody to tune in for the review of Silicone Lovers, I'm sorry, hey, I've been taking a little while. I'm finna get to it because it's not gonna be super extensive. I just want to really talk about them for a second. But it's cool the chat is talking today. Because I'm sort of letting it dictate how long I be here. Because like I said, I want to just talk to the chat and talk a little bit about Silicone Lovers and get back to this work. But so I didn't know how long it was going to be. I was like, hey, depending on how many people tune in this morning, hey, we'll answer the chat. We'll talk about Silicone Lovers. We'll be gone. But it's sort of good that you guys have a lot to say today. Oh, also says, Hick, I wouldn't be surprised if she comes in and says hi to the girls while I'm at work or something. And Kevin Gray says she probably checks on them while you're gone, Austin. And he said, honestly, it's 50-50. Maybe she's curious, but I never forget my real dog gave her a good jump scare when she showed up last year. Before I go any further, I just say this. Man, the trip is we're all living in a damn movie, our own movies. So it's just a trip. Like, you would love to leave from that house and think that she's never looked in there. You know what I'm saying? Because we're all living in our own movies. Hey, man, she ain't never looked in there before. But she's also living in her own movie. And it's probably only so many times she's been able to walk past that door. She probably don't do it now. But it's probably only been so many times where she's probably been able to walk by that door without being like, you know what? What the hell is in here? Let me go, just not even going in there, but I'm sure, yeah, she done opened that door several times before. And even now, hell, it may be a time or two where she be like, man, did he got another doll in here? What's going on in here? And she'll peek in there. So I'm sure she does do that every now and then. Oh, he said it was a hypothetical question. Okay, cool. I'm glad he answered, though, because a lot of times I may ask a question like that and nobody ever answers back. But the hypothetical question was when he said, yeah. So thank God he wasn't asking me that personally. He was just asking me like, hey, hypothetically, basically like, hey, man, could you be with a human girl who is also an internet vlogger, who is also famous like you? Like I say, if I wasn't on YouTube or something myself, I about could probably do it. But, I could probably do it more readily. But I do think it'll be definitely something more to think about. But I know by me doing it, I probably wouldn't want to do it as much. Like, I could see somebody giving me some, and then I would get it, and maybe we have a few sessions or something. But even that would be a little, like you say, crazy. Just knowing, hey, guess what? We both still have our channels. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. Okay, now I'm caught up with the chat. So now, yeah, man. Here's the deal. A lot of people have been asking me about, and just to let you know, I'm looking at another tab, so I'm hopefully I'm not tabbing out on my stream. And shout out to all the Dark King Army team members, baby. Love all of you guys. Thank you for all y'all support, man. But I got several dolls vendors in my about now. I'm gonna see if I can find them. I got several doll vendors in my about. I think I got about 7 of them. Let me check right quick. And it's a lot of great vendors out there. That's just the truth. The first vendor I ever used was Sexy Real Sex Dolls. And hold on, guys. Look, I'm trying to find out where that is. Oh, here it is. The first vendor I used was Sexy Real Sex Dolls. And when I say first vendor, I may as well say only vendor, to be quite honest with you. Because I say this. The only other vendor that I used was a place that I bought from was Kimber Doll. And they aren't a vendor. You know, they're just a business. They're just a companion doll business. And they ship their own dolls. So I set it on Sexy Real Sex Dolls because after doing the research, just to be truthful, they were like at the top of the list everywhere I looked. They were always in the top 5, always in the top 5. And I'm big on customer service. So one of the things that I really looked for in the company was customer service. And being a new doll owner, everything I kept reading was, man, they answer you on email, on the internet, on phone call. And I was like, I want to communicate with people. And so they did that. And so I said, you know what? I'm cool with becoming an affiliate with these guys. And so, you know, you can always click on that Sexy Real $6 link. It's in description of every video. All of those, my new vendors are now. If you want to go look at dolls. But I was like, you know, people are always asking me other places to look. And I said, it's a lot of great vendors out there. I'm talking about it's a lot of them, man. It's a lot of them. And I had sort of been waiting to actually have a dialogue with a lot of these different vendors before I sort of got affiliated with them. But the truth is, it's damn near impossible. I'm not finna buy a doll from every one of them. That's not finna happen. And right now, like I say, at this point, companies are going to be sending me dolls. You know, that's what I really believe is going to happen. So I'm not going to really be using these vendors. So I just had to do a lot of research and start looking, even over some of my old lists. And I found a good little set of vendors that I feel comfortable with sharing. And I think everybody on this list is also on TDF. So there's TDF certified. They're all legitimate. But today, I want to take a look at Silicone Lovers. And just to let you know how, like I told you guys, it doesn't matter what happens on my channel. I'm never trying to, I would never be trying to mislead you for a sale or for some crap like that, right? I would never do anything like that. I'm always going to come at you from a serious, honest standpoint so you can make an informed decision. And I always say, even though I have vendors, that doesn't mean you have to use any of my vendors. Now, if you use that same vendor and go through them, the only difference is I just won't get anything, but you'll be still paying the same thing. So that's why I say, hey, I would rather you go through my site so it can help keep the channel going strong. But as far as these vendors or dolls or whatever I tell you about, I wouldn't ever mislead you so I could try to make a buck out of it. Well, case in point with Silicone Lovers, out of every doll vendor that I'm an affiliate of, they pay the absolute less, the least amount. You know, if you were to buy a doll from them, I would get the least from them. But I'm actually doing the show on them first. I've talked about my Sexy Real Sex dolls before. I talk about them. I give them their own show one day. But I want to just start off with a vendor that I've never used, but I actually like from afar. Only because whenever I really go searching for dolls, like different type of models or sizes or whatever, I usually go to their site first. It's funny. And the reason I go to their site first is it's just so user-friendly. It is so user-friendly. I just love this section of companion dogs by brand. It makes things so simple, but everybody doesn't have theirs exactly like Silicone Lovers does. And literally, that's the main reason I love them. They make it easy for somebody that's looking for a dog. They are 100% legitimate. Like if you go to, let me see where it is. I'm on their site right now. I'm not showing it only because I always tell you guys, I try to stay in the clear with my channel as much as possible. Sometimes things are going to get racy on this channel. That's just the truth. Things are going to get racy. But when you go on these companion dog sites, they just have no filter whatsoever. So they're going to show whatever they want to show. And there's nothing I can do about it. And I can't blur out anything in real time. So I said, you know what, to avoid that, I just can't show this right now. But I think it's down there on the first page where what I really love about them is you can immediately search by brand. You can search by breast size. You can search by cup size. You can search by dog type, whether it's Asian, athletic, BBW, busted, closed eyes, curvy, ebony, elf. You know, I just like the way they sort of got it so direct and user-friendly. You can search it by head number. That is crazy. You can search it by height. You know what? How tall you want your dog. You can search your dog by material, and that's what I really love. Because believe it or not, it's a couple of sites you go on. You can't search by brand, and you know it's a couple of them, and you can't search by a material, and there's several of them that you can't search by material. And for me, I hate sites that you can't search by material, like being able to search straight up by Silicone. It makes things that much more easier. Like with Silicone Lovers, what I love about them is a lot of sites where you can't do it like this, where I can go to a specific brand. Then under that brand, I can search TPE or Silicone and straight up separate it. Whereas some dog sites, you go to their site, if you click on the brand, they have the TPE and Silicone mixed and you cannot separate it. So you just have to go through every single dog to try to find the exact make and model you want. You can search by price here. You can search by weight here. And don't get me wrong. On all of my, because I went through them all this morning. On every vendor that I have, you can pretty much do exactly what I'm telling you. I'm going to go through them as well, though. But you can search by a lot of different criteria. But I think what I love about Silicone Lovers is, like I say, it just seems more easy to navigate their site. So even if you don't buy from them, it's a good site to just come look and navigate. Even with their pricing, it's sort of crazy with these damn vendors, man. I don't even understand how they really operate on this level. And that's why I tell you, people be like, man, where should I buy my dog? And my answer could be sort of frustrating sometimes because I say, hey, it depends on what type of dog you want. Because you'll find, let's just say a Piper dog, $2,500 on one site. You can go right to the next site. Both of them are legitimate sites now, not a black site. Both of them legitimate sites. One site is $100 less. Damn, why? Both of them are legitimate. One selling it cheaper, one selling it higher. You may go to another site. I've seen this. The same dog, $300 more. Like, damn. Not a black site. All of these are legit sites, though. And that's why I say it's crazy how certain brands cost more or they charge more on certain legitimate sites. So that's why I say, depending on the brand you want, then I would look at my vendors and be like, okay, who do I think have the best deal? But it's important that all of those vendors are legitimate, because you don't want to just go to the vendor that got the best deal and it's a black site vendor. So when I was going through Silicone Lovers or whatever, and their pricing, even compared with just my affiliates, my other affiliates, it's funny. My affiliates are really boxing it out. All of them are sort of within range. All of them are, I've seen exactly what I'm telling you. One brand of dog might be $100 on one of my affiliates. It may be a little bit more on this affiliate. It may be a little bit less. But by the same token, they may have a brand that's a little bit less on their site than this. So I think it boils down to also relationships that these vendors have with the individual companies. Maybe they're running specials for companies they have a little bit more of a dealing with. So it breaks, and that's why I say it's not just, to find the perfect vendor for you is going to take a little bit of research sometimes. But as far as this site, man, I just love it from how it breaks things down. It makes it so easy. And so for navigation, I probably like this one damn near the most. If I don't like it the most, it's in my top 2. I love my old Sexy Real Sex Dolls as well too. But it's a lot more going on over there. It's just a lot more going on. For me, if you're some type of person that's definitely a beginner, you're going to love this particular site. I tell you something else. It's something else I want to read about this site. But now I want to bring up my guy, Austin Steele. I'm glad he's actually here. Like I said, it's impossible. I'm not going to be able to go through every vendor. But what I'm glad about Austin Steele being here for is he's actually went through this vendor before. And I'm big on customer service and things of that nature. But another thing that I'm big on as far as a vendor is concerned, or even a company in general, how do you respond to tragedy or a mistake or something that went wrong? Because see, any company could be good when they make a good delivery. Okay, cool. Everything went great. How do you respond when you make a mistake, when the delivery people mess the dial up or anything like that? How do you respond? How do you respond if I get an extreme delay? Do you send me extra accessories or anything like that? So Austin was saying that with his first dial, I think it was damaged. It got damaged or something. And so, if I'm not mistaken, Austin, correct me if I'm wrong, I think they sent him another doll. I think they actually sent him another doll and let him keep the one that was damaged. And just say, hey, you good. So I guess what I'm trying to say is you want a company that's going to respond to something going wrong like that. You don't want them to be like, hey, we messed up. It's on you now. Damn. You want them to respond like they did with him. And it's funny, he actually had a scenario where they actually sent him an extra dog by mistake. He could have kept it. But Austin is a great guy. And when you're a good person, like I said, things end up coming back to you, I promise you. But he ended up letting them know that they sent the wrong dog. And I believe they even sent him accessories or some things of that nature for letting him know. So like I say, they seem like a pretty damn good vendor. And I actually had some talks with them at one point. Talking to them about something. I had some questions about some dolls that they had. And I actually had a nice little email chain going on with them for a second. And all the responses that I was getting were all positive. So I do think they seem to be a great vendor from all the signs that I've seen. And we do have a guy here who actually has dealt with them and their company. So I thought all of that was key. Let me check on the comments right quick. I got some more comments, but I can't see them. Okay. There you go. Finally, let me see my other comments. Okay. Andrew Jackson says, hey, what up, Andrew? Smash that like button, everybody. That's what Kevin says. Amen, Kevin. Tell him, baby. Hit that like button, y'all. Share, subscribe, do whatever, baby. I appreciate you. Andrew Jackson said, have you heard of Catherine's collection? No, I haven't heard of that one. But I'll write it down. I have to see if she's legitimate. I know she's not. I don't think that's TDF certain. Not that she has to be a legitimate place, but I haven't heard of that. This doesn't sound very. I haven't heard anybody even mention her, but I check that out. First Last says, good morning, Dog King. What up, First Last? Andrew Jackson says, what do you think about Z Love, Dog? Don't know anything about it. I don't know anything about that one, Jackson. That sounds, once again, that sounds like an outskirt company. Don't know about it. I have to do some checks on it. Hit the likes. First Last says, yay. Kim Grace says, since we talking Silicone Love, my first memory of this was the movie A Christmas Story. The dad got a leg lamp. He loved it. Ultimately, wife broke it. With Silicone Love, there's also silicone hate. Exactly. She didn't break that leg. She didn't like that he was liking that leg. Life of a leader. Hey, Life of a leader. I ain't seen you in here in a while. Life of a leader said, I was ordered from Silicone Love. Sweet. The customer service was awesome. A good crew. Hey, I'm glad to hear that. Because that's the whole vibe I was getting from them. Is that they had some amazing customer service. And like I say, Austin has already hinted that. But if you guys don't know, Life of a Leader, she's a great follow on Instagram. I say that very, very smart companion dog. But I didn't think you came from there, Life of a Leader. That's amazing. That's great. That's great that you came from there. That's amazing. I'm glad to know that. First Last says, I think every site needs to show all dog bodies in a row and allow a 360 view because a lot only show them in clothes. And I want to see the booty and the tie. Man, I wish I could find the ones you going to, First and Last, because every site I go to, they always be booty naked or in lingerie. Hell, I can't lie, man. They all be naked in the ones I'm talking about. And if they do got lingerie, they usually have other pictures you can click on to see them butt naked. Still said, just to specify, Allison, my SEL developed okay, that's what I wanted to hear. He said, this is what happened with his dog he got from Silicone Lovers. He said, to specify, Allison, my SEL developed a pretty loose floppy neck within a week or two of arriving. Man, I honestly, I hate to say this. That's something that I've experienced with Saima, but because I didn't use her a whole bunch, I didn't find out very, very early. But her leg isn't loose like a piece of spaghetti. But her right leg, for me, I would love it to be a lot more tight. I say that. Kevin Gray says, think they would resell the damaged dogs at a discount price, not a used dog, just damaged. They I don't know. Yeah, they would. I've seen a lot of these well, I don't know about the exact vendors, but I know I have seen on the dog forum, it's even vendors that have said you damaged dogs at a discounted price. So they actually already do that. I would just tell a company though, don't make it a habit out of selling damaged dogs. I mean, even, you know what I'm saying? You know, hopefully it's not that much in inventory. I just say you don't want that much bad product out on the market. That's all I'm saying. Even if, you know what I'm saying, even if somebody's willing to pay for it as a lesser price, you know, I would want to be selling a whole bunch of them, you know. But they do sell some. Some of them do sell some. I also said that's what I thought was going to happen. They considered a factory fix, so they replaced the whole dog. That was amazing. And that's amazing customer service. You got some people that would probably be like, man, you know what? I'm sorry, bro. That's just what happened. You got to deal with it. That's cool that they replaced that whole dog. He said, if you think about it, that's how it should be. You said so. He said you get sold a TV that breaks on you. You're gonna want a new TV. Oh yeah, that's why. That's why I'm talking about Silicone Lovers today. Mainly, another reason is because of your story. Because I appreciate a company that's willing to lose a little bit to gain in reputation. Yeah, it may cost more for them to give you a whole nother dollar, but at the end of the day, they got a happy customer and they got a good word of mouth out about how they handle a bad situation. Because here's the deal: you can't fix. Well, you could probably figure out how to fix it yourself, but that's not your job, especially with a brand new dog. So, hey, I'm glad that they took care of you. And once again, that's why I'm talking about them. And I'm going to read something else about them here in a second. He said Catherine's collection sells big life-size holiday dolls for decorations, not companion dolls. He said they look like human dolls. The witches, Santas look great. I have some of them. Oh man, hey, congratulations, man. That's just something I'm not into. If they can't make love, you know, to me they're not representing. Just for me, nothing against you. They're not representing a true woman. Because even though I don't make love to my ladies, like I tell people, I don't care if I make love to them or not. I still want them with the capabilities. You know, I want to know that if I wanted to, I could. Because I do know a couple people on social media that they are big mannequin guys. Man, I know this guy. He got a room full of mannequins. And if you didn't know any better, you would think it was just a companion dog. But they're mannequins, so they don't have working body parts. They look nice. I actually like how he has them set up and all that, but they're not my thing because I wouldn't want the doll around. You know, I wanted to be able to fully represent. So I want Saima, I might not use it, but I'm glad that she got a vagina. You know? So from that standpoint, I'm probably myself not going to be interested in Catherine's collection. But God bless you and your collection. Austin still says, I would say, and I mean no disrespect, but I did have to push them in regards to the shipping costs. They wanted me to cover the whole cost, but they eventually agreed to cover half of it, which I was happy with. But still, shipping from the UK to the States is pricey. Well, I'm gonna be honest. I can't get mad at them too bad. But as a customer, I understand what you're coming from. It's like, hey, bro, but I didn't mess the neck up. But I do believe that when you're dealing with places that's that far away, that you're going to have to deal with some type of shipping costs when it comes to even getting a new dog. And I would have justified it too, because I'm like, you know what? I may be paying shipping costs, but hey, I'm sorry. This is a whole new dog. So I would have had to do it too. Andrew says, understandably, I want a companion dog, but I currently live with my mom. When I get my own place, I will get some. Well, it's not about, I don't call him that for one, Andrew. And you can call him whatever you want to, but I don't call him that. But my whole thing is, I don't really understand the difference. If your mom is dealing with you having a life-size doll in your room, it shouldn't matter whether it actually has a vagina. She's not going to be looking at that 24/7. It's going to be covered up. So if she's acceptable of you having, and you still got to live by and abide by her rules, but I'm saying if she's acceptable with you having a life-size woman in your room anyway, I mean, no offense. I mean, you could actually buy a doll and you wouldn't have to explain anything to her about it. You could just have it in your room, and if she sees it, I don't see her differentiating, saying, hey, did that one got a vagina? But you know your situation better than me. I don't really see much of a difference, though, if she's dealing with you with life-size dolls in your room. But once again, do what's best for you and do what you know is right. Kevin says, would it be a good idea to put wheels on the feet of the girls that pop out when you want sort of like those kids' shoes with skates built in for dogs over a certain size. No, I would hate that, Kevin, from the standpoint of these aren't toys. You know, they aren't toys. You know what I'm saying? And like putting some wheels on my dog's feet would make it like they're a toy. You know what I'm saying? Or make it like it's a, like I say, it's crazy, man, because at one point somebody can say, yeah, the dogs are a thing, but they aren't a thing. And when you start putting like something like, and I appreciate that question. It's a great question. I'm not telling you that's a bad question. I'm just telling you from the mindset. When you start thinking about like adding like a pair of wheels on your girl's feet, I mean, that is, man, that's like, man, come on, man. Like, you know, this is sort of like making her like a toy or something, you know? It's like, nah, I wouldn't ever do that because she's representing a human woman. You know, she's literally, you know, representing that idea, you know what I'm saying, that representation. And, you know, so I wouldn't want her to have any weird, even though, like say, something like that could probably facilitate movement, I wouldn't want to have that. Now, what I would want is something that I've talked about in the past. Something similar to sort of like something like a Segway or something that you can control, where your dog can literally be standing up right next to you, like, you know, while you're walking around, going in the mall or whatever. If it could, if something could be made to, you know, that'd be an idea I would love to be involved in. Getting something made to where they can literally be accompany you. Now that's something I could get down in, but that wouldn't be attached to her body. That'd be like a cart or something you can, you know, sit her in for the moment. But that was a great question. Austin says, I just stopped having to pay another $500 a month. Oh, he said, I just thought having to pay another $500 a month after I spent close to $2,000 was a bit much. But nah, I can see their side and still $2 for the price of one. Yeah, it's just one of those negotiation things because, you know, I wouldn't go with the straight cost either. You know, I would have had to negotiate that and be like, hey, I understand that y'all want me to pay some of this, man, but hey, this still ain't my fault. And so I'm going to give Silicone Lovers actually still a pat on the back for still negotiating with you. Austin says, can't complain too hard. Life of Leader said, hey, Kevin, the center of gravity on dogs is very tricky. Oh, yeah, man, it sure is. A dog on wheels, especially a heavy one, would be difficult. Better to have a wheelchair. I didn't even want to go into that part of it, Life of a Leader, because I understood what he was trying to say about just the practicality of it, you know, about how, hey, could they just help you? Because Kevin, he's a non-dog owner. That's why I love him. He participates even being a non-dog owner. And so from his mindset, he still just sees a dog and he doesn't understand all the physical dynamics that goes into hauling them around and moving it. So, you know, from his standpoint, he could probably be thinking like, man, hey, throw some wheels on it. So I understand where he was coming from. But like Life of a Leader said, man, that's a whole different problem because even if they had wheels, if you tried to stand that damn doll up or, you know, with your weight and try to roll her along, you would probably break your back quicker than just picking her up. So, yeah. And Kevin just came, he said he was thinking about the moving around. And that's what I was saying. Even just the moving around, like Life of a Leader is saying, the center of gravity on these dolls, and I told you, bro, just the way they move, they don't move like you're carrying around a water bucket. Man, you could think you have them securely, and if you turn a certain way, it can make you get discombobulated because of where all that weight is located at. So when you're standing them up, it's damn near the same thing. They're not just going to want to stay in that one spot. Their legs are going to want to move, and they're gonna want to go to the side, and man, it's gonna be a lot of crap going on. So that's what I said, man. Hey, I got this show that's gonna come out talking about how I don't want to give too much away, but I got this show that's coming out talking about how, man, basically the only way to know how to be a dog owner is to be a dog owner. You're never gonna know. 100%. Woo-wee. I also said, as someone who stores his dogs standing, that's nerve-wracking enough. Anything beyond that is a hell no. Hey, I'm gonna be honest. I be thinking about this sometimes. I be like, man, I be hearing people say this all the time, and because I got pets mainly, I believe that's the biggest reason why I've never even tried it. But I even think about you guys that store your dog standing, and I can't even wrap my brain around it. I be like, I wonder how that goes. I really wonder how that goes, because from everything I've seen, like, you're not finna just stand your dog in the middle of the floor and walk away and let her stand there all day. Normally, everybody that stores their dog standing, they usually prop them up against the wall or something. But man, this is the only problem I have with it. I be thinking to myself as a dog owner, I'm just really paranoid about my girls. I could not see my girl being in the back room somewhere standing up, or wherever she is standing up, and me trusting that she would never fall over from any crazy reason. So I'd be like, man, I don't know how they do that, because man, if I was to come home and see my girl laid on the ground, I mean, what, just from let's say it's crazy enough, a random earthquake, just whatever, and I come and see her laying on the ground with a broken arm or something, I would be flipping the hell out. So me, I be thinking to myself, like, man, even without pets, I think I would still be too scared to stand my dogs up. Man, if I was in your position, Austin, I would probably be laying my dogs on the bed. Life of a Leader said, dog mobility is a great topic and something to always consider. Oh my God, yeah. Like I said, I've talked about moving your dog around before, but man, I'm gonna tell you, it's probably one of the most least desirable things of dog ownership, even though it is a very intimate time too. Life of Leader said, oh, we just leaned against the wall. See, man, I be scared about that, man. I don't know. Both, Kevin. He says the weight come from the silicone TPE material or the skeleton. The skeleton ain't really that heavy. I mean, it's there. It got some weight to it. You know, it's got some weight because it's actually in existence. But the bulk of the weight, I think, comes from, you got some weight from the skeleton, because the skeleton usually gets wrapped in a casting. You got weight from that, but I think, and then you got a skull. So it's a little weight there. But I do think the bulk of the weight comes from the body, the material, TPE or silicone, and also the head of the dog. What? I don't even know what you're talking about, Three Face. Have I considered installing magnets to help them sit up? I don't even know what you're talking about. Talk about a magnet in the wall, or a magnet in their body to help them stand up on the wall. I'm letting you know, if that's what you're talking about, I wouldn't consider that. That's going way too far, in my opinion. I appreciate the question though, but that's going way too far as far as putting a magnet in their back and then putting one in the wall. I'm assuming that's what you're talking about. Life of Leader said earthquake. He. That's what I'm saying. See, if an earthquake come, look, and it don't matter how good you got her propped up against the wall, and I promise you, I don't care if it's random and if it may not ever happen for the rest of my lifetime. Just the thought that it could happen while I'm away from my house will have me probably not doing it. And let me see first last. Let me see what first last said. Because see, y'all talking to somebody who doesn't do it, so I promise you the thought of standing here for long lengths of time, my dogs be having me so scared. Or not, I don't like using the word scared, but it just has me like I'm not sure about it. First Lad says my dog has been standing since March. I have her slightly touching the back of my couch and a folding ladder behind her. Man, I don't know how you do it. What do you mean by she been standing since March? You mean you haven't moved her out of that spot? It was so, how is that possible? Nah, but Austin, you don't understand what I'm saying. I mean, yeah, you can show me the video of how you stand here, but I guess you don't understand what I'm saying. I don't care how safely you stand here. Like, what if something just random happens? You know, where some type of movement happens? Because man, or hey, who knows, ghost activity. But I'm saying, have you ever said something perfectly fine in your house and then randomly all of a sudden it's not where it's supposed to be? It fell down. And that's what I'm saying. It may not happen but once every blue moon. But when it comes to my girls, I don't want to even take a chance on the blue moon of it happening. I guess that's what I'm saying, because I've got several friends who stand their dogs and they sort of showed me, hey, you basically stand them up, you lay them back against the pillow. I've stood my dogs for brief moments. Like if you go back and look at my video dance verse, Callie was standing for a long time. I heard her standing up against the car with her butt up against the car. So if I was to sit her in the house, stand her in the house, she would be standing like that. But I wouldn't be wanting to leave her up there for long stints of time because, like I say, I'd be paranoid. What? Standing in the same spot? That's amazing. But you haven't bathed her since then? That means you haven't bathed her first and last. You supposed, because see, my girls, like even my girls now, they're back in their room, they're not moving. But I'm gonna have to move them in about 7 days because I'm still gonna give them a washer. And Kevin says, can you stand every dog? No, you can't stand every dog. You have to order a dog with standing feet. If your dog doesn't have standing feet, she cannot stand up. Life Leader said, oh no, ghost got me. She said, oh no, ghost got me. Dr. McTow, oh man, yo man, what up, McTow? He said, just took a shower after a long night of work. Oh man, I know that feel refreshing, bro. Oh, sweet. Alton says, that's funny at first, last. I'm literally sat at my PC and my girl Addison is to my side with their arms length. Man, people just don't know how good it feel to have your girl sitting next to you, like Saima sitting next to me, and like Austin talking about and first last. But yeah, first last, I don't want to I ain't trying to put you on the spot, but you gotta be confused because hey, if she been standing in that same spot ever since March, that means you haven't given her a bath. You got to give her a bath though to keep her clean. Unless she silicone, then you don't have to give her necessarily a bath. She could still be clean. Okay, Life Leader explained it too. He said, Life Leader said needs standing feet ability, aka a metal foot plate. Not all dogs can stand. And yeah, all my dogs pretty much got the standing foot. And like I said, it's good for them to stand, but my dogs rarely ever stand. I'm a guy that could probably do good to have all my dogs with outstanding feet, but there's always a few moments where standing feet comes in really handy, especially when it comes to putting clothes on your dog or something like that. So it does come in handy to have standing feet. But for me, being a guy that loves feet, it really ruins a foot fetish. Because whenever you're looking on the bottom of your dog's feet, like I said, I don't do anything sexual with my girls, but it's still a bad visual for me being a foot lover. I hate to look under a foot and see those damn metal screws. It's so unrealistic. So from that standpoint, I hate it. Now, there are companies out there making standing feet without the bolts now. But from where everything I've been reading is they are pretty much still untrustworthy to stand on for long stints of time. Three phase. Everybody asked that. He said, "Why do all your girls have wrist wrap? Is there some function to that, or just for the looks? Just for the looks, brother. It's called a fishnet hand glove. That's all it is. But the added function to it is it does keep their hands together. And I don't ever use their fingers because I don't want to get their finger wires weak. But mainly it just keeps their hands in good looking condition. Man, I haven't got a chance to do that yet. I also say it's nothing like having your number one chilling with you while you play the games. The best cheerleader. Man, I was thinking about that the other day. I'm so sick. I don't have a game system right now, so I can't play the game. But I've been so busy, I wouldn't even have time to play it. But I promise you, I can't wait to get a system because that's going to be fun having, like I also say, having my girl right next to me. He said, I regret not ordering my first WM with standing feet. I'm going to be honest with you. This standing feet stuff for me is overrated. Like I told you, I do need it though. I ain't saying I don't need it for most of the girls, but it's so, man, like I say, my girls stand up literally 1% of the time. I never stand these girls. They sitting down just like this. Because like I say, I have no reason to them. I'm not a photographer. So I have no reason to stand in. I have enough room, you know what I'm saying? I have enough room in my house right now, God bless, where they don't have to stand up. So we're not restricted to space where they can't, where they have to stand up. And so, man, I don't ever use the function whatsoever. Life of a Leader, she does a lot of standing on her Instagram. A lot of guys do all that, posing with their dolls and stuff. I'm not a photographer. I don't do all of that. I'm not looking to get into all of that, honestly. So I don't even need the standing feature other than to change clothes every now and then. The only reason I have the standing feature is because it's just safer to have than not. But I would rather not have it. It's terrible as far as looks. Kevin said, if she's in the same spot for months, not moving, what's the difference between that and a mannequin? I don't mean any disrespect, just trying to. So I guess he's asking about First and Last keeping his doll in the same spot for months. Oh, so First and Last, you can definitely answer him on that. But I say this. I'm gonna be honest. I can't even answer that question, Kevin. But I say this: I don't believe it's a mannequin only because of the mindset. I guess because it has it has all of his body parts and things of that nature, and he comes in and thinks of it as I'm assuming, because I don't really know his relationship with it, but I'm assuming he thinks of that doll as one of his companions like I do. So I guess it would be mentally, but I know I couldn't. When he did say that, it just threw me. And this isn't coming. I love First and Last, but it did throw me out because I'm like, man, I can't see leaving one of my girls in the same spot for months. I sometimes I have a hard time with the girls standing in the, being in the back room for a while, waiting on their turn to come out. But I can't even leave them back there for too long. They have to bring them in their rotation. But yeah, I don't know. Like I say, that's I've never even heard of anybody doing it like that. But like I say, he's answered now. Here, I'm even curious. Let me see what he got to say. I don't even know why you do that First and Last myself. Let me see. He said, I think they look a little bit better than a typical mannequin, but it depends on the person. I think he means it's staying in one spot. That's what I think he really means. Given how small my bedroom is, I have no choice to store my TPE girl standing and my real hogs the bed. Yeah, maybe Kevin didn't mean it like that, but I don't think he really meant everybody. I think he meant to stand in one spot. Like Valita said, when it comes to video games, I'm in them. Every game where you can customize a player, Atomic creates me as the character. That's sweet. Hey, that's sweet, Life Valita. Grace says hogging the bed is cool. He said when she starts taking the covers is when it'll be problems. And that's the best part, man. Hey, I just wrap my girls in their own blanket. Hey, I don't never really put my covers on them. Okay, First Lad says, now let me see what First Lad say, man, because I'm curious. What the hell did he say about leaving her in one spot? I want to know. He said, yeah, I thought I was going to use her more, but really now I want her there just for companion. Yeah, but you know, everybody got their own definition of companionship, so I ain't judging you on this, but I'm just like, but you ain't, she's never moving out of one spot for months, though. That's the biggest confusing part for me, is she's never moving out of one spot for months. Because that means, like I say, when are you bathing her? That's the part where I'm confused at. And like you say, like, I say this. Once again, you know, everybody has their own definition. I'm not telling you how to do things, but I guess when I say these girls are my companion, like, they're always with me doing things as far as, like, when I was riding, of course, I would take some out with me. But, you know, she's sitting here watching TV with me, but then after she's done watching TV, I take her to go to bed, you know? They stay here for eternity. You know, I give them their rest. So I guess what I'm saying is, like, if she's your companion, I'm just a little confused as to why she's not interacting with your life a little bit more, as far as like, hey, yeah, she can watch TV with you or with your computer, but she should be moving with you. It seems like she should, you know, she should be laying down with you sometimes. She should be, you know, more interactive. Like I've sort of said this before. I said my girls aren't props, meaning that when I turn this show off, she's not gonna sit in this spot and wait till tomorrow to do another show. See, she just woke up. I just got her from out of her bed. She was sleeping in the back. She was asleep. So I had to go pick her up and get her ready for the show. Now, it was work. It would be a lot easier for me to just leave her here all night and not worry about it. But they aren't props. You know what I'm saying? They are interactive with me. Now, it has been a night or two or three where I've been watching TV and I fell asleep because I just wasn't strong enough. And you do have to do that when you have a companion dog, where my body was feeling like, damn, I've sat here with her so long, I feel like I could drop her right now because I'm that weak and tired. So under those circumstances, I went to sleep. But when I get up, I pick them up and put them in the bed, let them rest. I guess that's all my whole point is. Like, I understand the companionship because that's all I am with my girls. But in between the companionship, you don't want to just treat them like a statue now. Life Alita, that's awesome. He said, I definitely thought about recreating Allison in World of Warcraft. She's already got the face tattoos, so might as well. I can't lie, Austin, you to play so many games that I have just not gotten into. Like, I never played Final Fantasy, even though I do want to go back and play that. And I never played World of Warcraft. It just, something in me never gravitated towards. I don't really know exactly what it's all about. It's just something I never gravitated to it. Okay. First and last said she's right behind me, so I rub her legs and bob, and I guess rub the boobs and smile as I said to PC. I'm glad to know that you do interact with her, but I see another answer, so I ain't gonna ask until I get to the next answer. Kevin Gray, only one hogging them covers is yours truly, but now my real dog laying on her side. It's a view to die for. Oh, that's sweet. Yeah, I forgot they said something about real dogs need to lay on their sides. That's crazy. Mixai says, I have a huge crush on Kazuna AI right now. And I want an anime doll of her so bad. I just love how the fact there's so many different facets of the doll life, because I can't lie, Dr. McDowell, I'm not a fan of the anime look. I mean, what is it called? Yeah, I think it's Automat. Yeah, I'm not a fan of it. I definitely actually like your dolls, but I'm just not. I wouldn't be able to get into that particular look myself. They have those guys that actually dress up in full body costumes like that. And honestly, if I was in the look, they would throw me off of it. Because I don't like when they do that. God, to each their own though. Oh, man, but that's sort of crazy. Not crazy in a crazy way, but First Lad says, I sleep on the same couch and she's standing over me, looking at me. Also, oh man, God bless you, First Lad. I don't know if do you not have a bed? If you ain't got a bed, God bless you, brother. But hell, like I say, live however way you live with your dog, man. Look, I ain't nobody on here to try to judge every second of the way you live with your dog. It just was throwing me off only because you said she never moves out of a spot since March. So even if you rub on her, that just throws me off, because I'm like, damn, wait a minute. She hasn't moved since March. Then, like I say, I don't know whether you got silicone or TPE, but your dog, no TPE requires regular maintenance. You know, just from dust buildup from just standing in one spot. So, like, you would have to give her a bath once a month. I'm hoping. So I guess what I'm saying, that's the only thing you gotta be confused is that I don't want to keep ragging on it, but you. So I understand you may touch her sometimes, but the standing in one spot is still throwing me off. And then you say she stands over you. I'm like, maybe the couch just isn't big enough, but I'm like, why would she just lay with you? So you got me so confused. And I love you, First Lad. You know I do. But we've never talked like that. I've never gotten to how you treat your doll or anything. So I'm thrown off by that whole scenario. I'm thrown off by why you're sleeping on the couch. I don't, you'd have to go into deep dive on all of it. Like, why are you sleeping on the couch and not the bed? Like, I don't know what's happening. Oh, Mixai says, I don't have space for a third dog. My room must be smaller than Austin's. He said, this is a great chat. Got me up to a good start, Dog King and family. Oh, yeah, baby. It's a hell of a chat, man, and great. I'm just glad for, it's a lot of, I'm going to be honest, it's been a lot of different questions asked today. This whole show is about silicone lovers and, like I said, about, hey, me still, not getting that thing off to a star like I wanted to, and about, hey, keep going, even if you have disappointments. And it's evolved into a very detailed talk about companion dogs with a lot of unique questions. So it's been a great chat, honestly. Mixai says, totally cool. Wooflin says, Jay, I want to make some YouTube videos. Not sure how to get started. Got any tips for a person who wants to get into the YouTube game? Yep. Turn the phone on and start. Yep, that's it. Hey, that's about it, bro. Find something you love and turn on the phone, bro. If that's what you want to do. That's your first step. Hit record. And believe me, the funniest part about hit record is that's something that particular battle of hitting record the first time is a battle you're going to go through every day. Believe me. I mean, every day you decide to record. You know what I'm saying? Hey, guess what? The biggest thing I do every day is hit record. I mean, it's hit upload. It's uploading the video or doing a live stream. You know what I'm saying? And if you are somebody that's fearful of judgment, then guess what? You may want to steer clear. But if you want to conquer being fearful of judgment, then push all steam ahead. Because it's not going to be for the faint of heart. I tell you that. Let me catch up some more. But hey, Wolf, I was thinking about you today because I saw you. Did you comment on somebody? You commented on somebody's Twitter that I saw. I think it was Mandy had me laughing. I also said they do suggest to move her around from time to time. Sometimes she'll sleep on her back, but I've also really liked having her sleeping on her side. Yeah, I thought I read something about where Real Dog basically suggested to the best way to leave her sleeping is on her side. They sort of suggest to they want you to lay her on her side. That's what I had read one time. So when you said that, that's what triggered my mind. I said, he doing it the right way. I'm catching up, y'all. I was almost caught up, but then my screen jumped. And once again, if you just tuning in, once again, I had to let everybody know about, guess what? This big project I'm working on, thing I'm trying to put into motion, which, hey, once again, it's just so funny. It's gigantic in my mind. Don't know how everybody else is going to proceed, but whatever I'm working on, I didn't get a chance to do it. I didn't get a chance to release it. So I talked about that, and I talked about how, hey, you may have things that are delayed in your life. Don't let it bother you. Keep going forward. And then we started talking about Silicone lovers, and now we're just talking about general dog discussion. And whenever I catch up with all that, hey, guess what? We're gonna be in the wind, baby. I'm trying to catch up. Let me go back to Woofler though. But Woofler also asked me about YouTube. But I'm gonna tell you something, Woofler. I was being a little bit vague on that YouTube answer for a reason, and straight to the point. It's just one of those things that can't be taught. I just say that. This whole YouTube stuff, I ain't saying you can't pick up tips from people and stuff, but now just the desire to even want to do it, now that's something that has to be found from within, man. And so, like I say, it's just like anything else. If you want to do it, you won't even be asking too many more questions. And I ain't talking about you, I'm talking about anybody. And that's whatever you're doing. You know what I'm saying? It's cool to ask a few questions, but at the same time, man, when you really want to do something, it's about, hey, do it. You know what I'm saying? Just do it. You'll know. Believe me. You'll know when it's right for you. Let me see. Hold on. Wait a minute. Oh, okay. Man, at least he answered that question because, man, he threw me off with that. He said I just clean her and put her back in the same spot. That's the biggest thing I was wondering because I'm like, man, I hope you cleaning her, first and last. Because, man, I can only imagine how much dust could be building up on her if she's just standing in that one spot. He said, really, I need a robot because I want her to strut and flirt and wink and be able to come sit by by herself. And like I told you, I keep telling you, but I've told you guys before, my whole idea is it's a near but distant future. A real Terminator is not going to happen in our lifetime. You know what I'm saying? Not in our lifetime, in my opinion. And I'm talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger Terminator, fully walking, thinking, talking, walking, sitting, and all this. You may have some variations coming that can move a little bit here and there, but working, walking, talking in your house, it's going to be a lot of crap happen before they ever get completely regulated. And like I just did the video, I didn't show you the video, but I talked about it. Even with the most highest advanced AI robot they have in the world, what's her name? I can't think of her name off the top of my head. Sophia, the one that's a real citizen. Have you seen her robotic legs? She's had them for a few years now. They are as big as a damn house. Why? Because they don't have the tech. I don't care what you think. They do not have the technology today to make a real woman's legs the shape like Saima's. They don't know how to put the technology into a leg like that and make it walk. Once again, I can go right now, if my computer was good enough, and pull up some videos and show you some robotic arms and robotic legs that they have sitting at some damn desk, moving and working. And yeah, they close, Jay. No, they ain't. They ain't nowhere near it, unless it's underground somewhere. Because the ones that they have now, like I say, Sophia, they just got her to walk a few years ago, and she ain't walking anywhere near 6. Her legs look like the blocks of a building. And so, like I say, by the time they get a full, undetectable Terminator that looks just like a human, we will not be here. Now, it'll be a couple of 100 years from now, probably, if that soon. But that's not that far away. It's only that far away because our lifespan isn't that long. But 200 years is not that far away. And so that's why I say near but distant future. And me, I'm going to say this. I always say, like, if somebody ever forces a AI robot on me and say, hey, take this AI, she can move a little bit, blah, blah, blah. I'm not saying I won't take her, because this is the game I'm in. I want to be able to bring you guys the latest technology. But man, I've said it a long time ago. The more even though I'm learning the technology and I'm intrigued by it all, the androids, I just don't need it. And I really don't even desire it. I'm cool with my dogs like they are. With me putting my fantasy into them. I'm pretty much cool like they are, man. Once they get to androids and stuff like that, let's just say if I was to go 200 years in the future. Yeah. If they were available, yeah, I would probably have one. Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, I'm not even looking forward to it. I'm cool with my dogs not talking, speaking, cooking, or any of that crap. Just be right here next to me. He said he wanted her to be able to strut and flirt and wink. Hey, like I say, once they begin to strut and flirt and wink, you never know when they start malfunctioning, strut and flirt and wink with somebody. Like I say, man, it's crazy, man. It's like I like them being in the human form, but I really don't want them to be human now. He said real dog laying on her side in tight little leggings. Yes, please. Worth every penny. He said premium TPE equals oil, no oil required. I don't know what you're talking about. Like I know I do. I had met another guy that said he never would oil his dog, and I said that's cool. But everything I've ever read is you're supposed to occasionally, whether you do it very often or not, you're supposed to occasionally oil your dog. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but you're supposed to occasionally oil your dog, because even if it's premium TPE seeps out. So you're supposed to occasionally, or if you don't, hey, you don't have to. That's fine. But if it's TPE, dust is still going to get on it. And at a certain point, dust can get to the point where you may need to give her an oil bath to get it out. But once again, I ain't going to tell you to oil your dog. Do whatever you want to do. Austin Steele says, World of Warcraft is not an easy game to get into. All you need to know is that there's a race of elves in World of Warcraft that has face markings similar to what Ali has. Okay. That's sweet. That is pretty sweet. Ah, Woofler! $1.99. I got $1.99 from Woofler, and it's making me feel fine. I got $1.99 from Woofler, and it's making me feel fine. Hell, Jay, the Dog King chat and army, yay! He got a UFO, a rocket. It look like Saturn, and it look like a cat. Yeah, he got it all, man. Woofler. Right. He said, I was under the impression that the only dogs that don't need oil are silly. That's me too. So I can get a premium TPE and not worry about that part either. He said, I was under, no, I'm not gonna give you that advice. No, I'm not gonna give you that advice, Kevin. No, you can take that from somebody else, of course, but no, I'm not gonna give that advice. I do think you need to order. So, but you can't take that advice if you want to. I'm not gonna do. Like I said, my channel, I gotta be too responsible. I can't just give. I gotta be as diligent as I can about. Even if something is possible, I'm just going to give you the straightforward way of how to do it. Man, I see somebody, it looked like my got comic book checked in and gave me a $5 chat, man. I didn't even see it. Okay, I ain't got to it yet. That's what it is. Haven't got to it. But thank you, comic book, Dog King Army member. Woofler, I love you, brother. Now, first that says, I only used her twice and it wasn't for me. What? Ah, if you're going full companion, I say go silicone. What are you talking about? A harder silicone? What are you talking about? You got me so confused. He said, I only used her twice and it wasn't for me. What? Well, who was it for? First and last, what are you talking about? Then he said, maybe I need a harder silicone or just go full companion style. But you said she was TPE, not silicone. I'm so confused by what you said. Kevin Gray, $2.99 super sticker. Love you, brother. Kevin Gray been very active today. Dog King Army team member in the house, baby. $2.99 super sticker. I love you, brother. Appreciate the donation. Yeah, we definitely think differently, Alita, because everything I've learned since I've been in the dog game is that you do need to oil your TPE dogs. Everything I've learned, not every day, not every month, but everything I've learned is you do need to oil them. And I noticed the difference just recently. Like after I gave my girls their bath last time, they weren't dirty or anything, but I could just tell. I just felt it in my spirit, like, you know what? It's about that time for y'all to get an oil bath. And when I did their oil bath, they were completely rejuvenated. And like I said, I know a lot of dog owners that they do it a lot more than me. They get their dog an oil bath every month. Now, I don't do that. But about every 3 months, yeah. So if you're never oiling your dog, then we just do things totally different, like a leader. I don't care how good it's supposed to be. See? There you go, right there. That's my whole point, though. But you do oil. So the only way I get really clean is wiping with mineral oil and powdering with cornstarch. So she just basically said it. She does the same thing. So it sort of got me confused by you saying what you said earlier, because you said today's regular TPE dogs don't really need to be oiled. But claiming TP is very childish. But then you said the only way to claim them is wiping with mineral oil to really claim them. So you got me a little confused on that. Because see, like I say, from everything I've known, you basically are hammering home what I've said. From everything I've learned, you occasionally need to oil your dog to get them back to exactly where they were. I'm going to tell you, you can wash your dog with just bacteria oil. And you can, after months, you can still see something maybe forming on them somewhere, a little dust spot. And that's after, I've done it with my girls. Even just washing them and keeping them clean like they do, every now and then you'll stop and be like, damn, it's a little dust spot here. And that's when I break the oil out. Now, I don't look for that to break the oil out. I just get a feeling now. But if I do see something like that, I break the oil out and it's all over. It's all, they're good, it's new again. So that's what I'm saying. Like, as a TPE dog owner, if you're never, ever, ever, ever oiling your dog, I would be very surprised if she's crystal clean. If you never order, I'd be very surprised. He said, Kevin Gray said, I really appreciate all the info. One more question. What about applying perfume? No, you can't put a perfume directly on a dog. You cannot put perfume directly on a dog. As far as I know. I don't know about full silicone, but I think what I read is you shouldn't put it on them as well. Not directly. But I'm gonna be honest with you, Kevin. You just need to stop worrying about TPE. You don't need it. Well, I take that back. I can't even explain what I mean right now. I just say that I think you probably, I don't know, man. It's really hard to say. Because if you talking about having a lot of sex, you may want to go TPE. But if you live in a lifestyle I'm sort of living, hey, I say avoid it. I ain't gonna say avoid it. That's a strong word because TPE is cool. I love my girl TPE girls. It's just like I think it's sort of go back to what I said, man. You may not know what type of dog you really need until you get your first dog. And that's unfortunate. Because sometimes you may end up like I said, you may end up spending money before you really realize what type of dog you are. I mean, I did it. I love my TPE girls. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't give them away for the world. Like, I love these girls. But I do realize that I'm more of just a straight companion guy. Every day that goes by, I love kissing on this girl. I just kissed on her today. But don't you know, I don't ever even think about having sex with these girls now. It doesn't even cross my mind. It just doesn't even cross my mind. Hell, the times when I have to take care of myself, I do it, and I don't even think about sex anymore. I just think about being with my girls and chilling. So it's so crazy that where I'm like, man, like, I just didn't know what type of dog owner I was gonna be. So you can ask a million questions, but sometimes, man, you ain't gonna know until you actually get the dog. He said, watch Robot Digit. I don't even know what that is. I'll write it down though. 3-4 says, I believe the government is hiding secret companion dog leg technology in a bunker. Oh, I do too, but probably not this government. And I got a show that's gonna tell you why. I do believe a government does have it, probably not this one. Man, once again, here it is, y'all. I found it. This is the one I was talking about the other day. A perfect pen that don't write worth a damn. It's gone. I gotta remember to throw that away. I mean, it's the best looking pen I got, man, and it does not write. It's nothing worse than a beautiful non-writing pen. I'm just writing down these things. I'm gonna look up later at another time. I'm gonna look up that robot digital, whatever that is. Comic book finally got to you. Comic book with the $5. I saw him the other day. I was like, comic book been a team member for a while. I don't hardly ever hear from him, but he's still a team member. He still support me. He still showing me love. Love you, Dog King Army team member. Appreciate your support, bro. Life of a Leader says perfume not a good idea. Right. I'm so glad to have you here, though, Leader. Though you don't always make it, but see you here today. Life of a Leader said perfume can be damaging. Right. That's what I heard too. And like I say, I definitely know it definitely damaged TPE, and I'm sure it's not good for silicone either. Let me see. Comic book says, "Hail to the king." Comic book, my God. It said best to just put perfume. Yep, put it on the clothing. Right. Krause says, "I got longer bolts and drilled through the shoes in her feet." He said, "Wait a minute." He said, "I got longer bolts and drilled through the shoes on her feet, into her feet." That is crazy. Hold on, y'all. Krause crazy, man. Krause, this, hey, I gotta read that. That's funny. Krause, I don't think you had to do that though. They can stand up in their shoes already without you drilling into them. Thank you, comic book. Love you, brother. I don't get what you're saying, Krause. And I put comic book back up. I didn't mean to take that. But he said, you said I drilled through the shoes into her feet and Carly can stand on her own now. You got me, but she got to be able to stand on her feet, boss, anyway. I mean, you could put shoes on her without drilling into the shoes. Man, I'm gonna tell you though, man, I'm not a master at it, so I'm not even gonna act like I am with standing girls. I don't even do it, but I do know the trick is you got to get an Allen key. Like I did a show about it. I think it's like the 4th or 5th Allen key, depending on which size Allen key you got, and you got to even out those foot bolts to the point where they can be balanced on the bottom of her feet. But you shouldn't need to drill them into the shoe though. It's funny that you did it though. I ain't gonna lie. It's got me laughing. Alcohol is like acid for TPE. Okay, yeah, right. Definitely not good. Can you use a good lotion as a substitute for the oil? I've heard them say you can use Nivea cream on there. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't using nothing but oil. I'm only using oil. It works perfect for me. So I use oil and I use Vaseline for where they bend and stuff on her private parts. Because like right now, I have Saima sitting down all the time. I had a girl sitting down. So it's a little crease mark where the vagina and stuff is. So I don't even do that often. They don't need it that much. They don't need it too often, but every now and then I put Vaseline and up under their arm and on their vagina. But I only use from what I've heard, the only thing that has been suggested that I've seen is mineral oil or baby oil. And like you say, I've seen some people use Nivea. I'm just sticking with baby oil myself. I mean, because like I said, there's no sense in complicating things. If you already know something work, I just say, hey, ain't no sense in complicating. Life of a Leader says, Kevin, depends on the lotion. I always check the ingredients to see if there's something in there that is not TPE safe. And see, that's the whole thing. I don't even try to think that hard. But great advice. Glad you said something, Leader. Like I said, all I know is stick with what work, baby. Because some of that stuff will mess your dog up. Life Leader said, do you know about the Dog Forum? They have a lot of great discussion and info about maintenance and materials. It's funny, man. I don't ever go on the Dog Forum. Never, ever went on there, really. Other than to look at some vendors and things of that nature. But it's crazy. I got my information in other ways. So, and I've gotten it from talking to others, other dog owners, but not on the forum. And a lot of times I have went on there. It's like old discussions where I'm like, these people ain't even hardly using this stuff anymore. So either way, he said, I have heard of it before, but my info mainly comes from this channel and chatting with you guys. All my questions get answered. Right. He said, Kevin Gray, glad we can help. You are asking great questions. Oh, yeah, he asking great questions. And any question is a great question as long as it's not derogatory towards anybody. You know, that's how I feel. As long as it's not derogatory, trying to pull people down in the chat and whatever. Because even when he was asking questions earlier about putting wheels on the dog's feet, that's not crazy. I mean, hey, that's a question that, guess what? It's a creative, out there question that somebody could have been thinking, but be like, I ain't finna ask that. No, ask these questions. Because what I love about the questions is, for one, sometimes it makes me think about stuff I haven't been thinking about. And for two, it answers, like I said, it helps people that may just be looking and not wanting to say anything. First Last says, hit the likes. Yay! Great one, First and Last. And I'm so glad First and Last answered my questions here. Because the biggest question I had to him was about the cleaning of the dog. And so I was glad that he answered that. I'm sorry for the yarn, guys. I didn't mean to do that. But it just lets you know I've been burning that damn oil, man, on both sides, burning the candle on both sides, working hard as I can, man. But it's funny. What I realize is, man, it's just gonna get done when it gets done. Cause man, it's literally the work. I'm talking about the work I'm doing behind the scenes. It's literally like scooping water out of the ocean. You won't know that you're making any progress until the ocean is empty. So I have changed the whole thing. I just say, you know what? The changes will come when they come. It's on indefinite suspension right now. It'll happen when they happen. So other than that, I think I finally caught up with all the discussion. Because I do believe this went probably a little longer than I thought. But it was such a great discussion that I don't care. This damn near been like a power hour, honestly. A lot of great discussions. I don't want you guys to forget about all of my vendors that I have listed. And I do believe all of those are Dog Forum certified. But going through me does help the channel. And I do think that every vendor I have on the list is a good vendor. We'll be going through all of them, just like I did with Silicone Lovers today. And I'm glad 2 people checked in to actually use Silicone Lovers, Life of a Leader, as well as Austin Steele. And Austin gave us a bit of a look into, you know, how they react when things go wrong. Life of a Leader gave us a bit of a look into, hey, they have a decent customer service. People are, you know, are willing to work with you there and talk to you and communicate with you if you have any questions. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then, honestly, we have just came out of a gumbo of discussion of dog talk. And I'm letting you know, if you're just tuning in now, you're going to want to go rewind and hear some of the questions that were asked and how even different people in the chat were answering these questions. So, man, it's been a hell of a show full of all type of gumbo, man. And it's been a very fun show, man. Very fun show. Let's see what else happens. Three Face says, do you think it would be easier to put the dogs into different standing positions if they were wearing heels? No. Hell, I can't even stand the girls without heels. Hardly, to be quite honest. You know, and it's just one of those things where I say, you know, maybe in time I'll get good at it. But, man, people like Life of a Leader, she'll be standing up in 20 different positions. And I'm like, I know I do my YouTube and it takes so much of my time, and maybe Life of a Leader and those other people that I see sometime on Instagram, since that's what they do, they use most of their time to do that. But let me tell you something. That crap is not easy. posing them in all these different positions and stuff. So whenever I see them doing that, I sort of laugh because I say, man, even though it takes me so long to do my videos, I'm like, it ain't easy doing these poses every day like they do. And honestly, I'm glad that I'm doing what I do as opposed to doing what they do, because that crap is hard. I can't move my girls around like that. Even to right now, I can't get Saima and Caliber in so many positions. So I commend y'all that's putting y'all dogs in all these different poses. Heelys. Those are shoes he was talking about earlier with the wheels that pop out. No. Life of Leader tried to explain that, just believe me, when you're a dog owner, you'll understand how impractical that would be. It's a great question though. But when you're a dog owner, when you get to trying to move one of these girls around, you'll understand how impractical something like dog shoes are. Like I say, before you do that, shoes with wheels on them. Before you do that, you may as well just pick her up and run, bro. That'll be the best thing for you to do before you put her in those shoes. Let me slide you along. Yeah, you're going to slide your butt right on the ground. I guarantee you. And you got to excuse me for knowing what Heelys are. I don't have kids, and God bless kids. I don't want any part of kids. So I don't know any of the things that they use as far as kids' clothes or equipment or whatever. I'm so glad to be ignorant of kids, of what kids use. I love kids and I wouldn't mind playing with them, but I'm glad I don't know what they wear. I'm glad I don't know what what those shoes are called or anything like that, man. Because other than these companion dogs, one of my biggest blessings in this life is not having kids, man. Like, that's something I never wanted to have in my life was kids. And another thing, it's crazy. I eventually wanted to get married at a certain point, even though I don't now. But at a certain point in my life, I was thinking about getting married, but I never wanted the kids. But like I told you guys, I found my ultimate heaven on earth, because now when I look back on my life, I realize, like, my God, I'm so lucky. I avoided all these girls that could have put a baby on me. Thank you, Jesus. And I played a part too. And I also avoided getting married. Thank you, God. Because now, that I've got a chance to sit back, I can see that is a whirlwind in of itself. And like you say, ending up in this lifestyle like I do, like I say, every day I wake up, a person that's dating a human woman won't even understand the type of joy that I feel. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know they may be happy in their life, but man, when you're in the companion dog life, this just for me, it's literally like living in a whole different world, a whole different reality from everybody else, man. It's just so different. It's like, man, I can't believe I get a chance to make this choice to have these girls, my companions, to where, guess what? I can remove myself from all the craziness. I don't have to deal with arguing. I don't have to deal with trying to learn somebody's personality. I don't have to deal with, what does she want to eat today? Or, like, I'm just speaking in human terms. A woman can say the same thing about me, but I'm saying I don't even have to deal with any of that ridiculousness. Worried about somebody being happy with you today. Like I say, one of the biggest things, my mom even tell you this, man, even wearing a condom, I think I've always had just a fear. I don't even want to come close to making a human woman pregnant. I don't want any woman being responsible for my baby, a baby of mine. I've never wanted that. So, not having to worry about that in this lifestyle, not having to worry about getting any diseases, unless you get a black market dog, then you can get cancer. But if you got a legitimately made dog, I ain't got to worry about them giving me any STDs. So people that love the human life, God bless you, man. But man, like, the further I am away from that, the further I don't want to be into that full time. And what I mean by full time is, like I said, I can see a woman throwing me some random vagina once or twice here or there. But man, like I say, I'm in my ultimate happiness. And man, thank you, God, I didn't fall for any of those things I just got you talking about. Thank you, First Last. He said, I'm a kid myself. That's the last thing I want. I'm with you, bro. Hey, mix us, you make the best choices. Hey, I'm telling you, man. Like I say, to each their own. It's something to be gained from all manner of life. It's something to be gained, from being a parent and all that type of stuff. But it's the things to be gained that I'm glad I didn't gain. Because when I tell you guys, man, I literally, and I'm gonna get out of here, but I literally look back over my life and I just still feel like that same kid I always was, man. I'm just so thankful for that, man. The same kid, baby. The same kid. Never changing, baby. So, with all that said, it's been a fun discussion. Love you guys. Appreciate your support. Y'all know all the many ways to support the show. I ain't gonna beat a dead horse with that. But it's been fun. I appreciate you guys. And like I say, I might not have got to the goal that I thought I was going to get to today, but the show must go on. And as soon as I stop this show, I'm going to get back hard at work, trying to produce that content and get everything right like I wanted to. But other than that, God bless your day. God bless everything you're praying for and everything you are praying for. As long as it's good, legitimate, and not of a bad nature, we're praying that you already have it. You may not see it, but it's already there. Remember, like I said, I might be in a cocoon, but me and the girls, we're already butterflies. You may be in a cocoon today, but you're already in flight. You're going to look up and you're going to see your wings. Other than that, I love you guys, and we finna get the hell up out of here. It's been me, Jada King Hefner, and the beautiful Saima Renee Uzumaki. We are out. Been a hell of a string. Now we finna get it out. And you be do be do boo be do boo be do be do be do be do be do boo do. Hulu do do moo do boo boo boo. I uma ula no boo so. Dooby 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 doo boo boo boo.